So we were in a bit of a fix yesterday. We arrived at the rendering job we're currently on, only to find the customer was out and we didn't have a key. Then they don't have an outside tap that works. So we were hoping to render without any water. So we asked a neighbour if they're an elderly. I think I was told she was 98 years old. If we could use her garden tap, when she kindly said we could, and it really helped us out so much. And something that was a little thing to her was a big thing to us. So, show my appreciation. Hand grown from my own garden, although these are my indoor plants. They're clippings that have been cultivated and grown. I've got quite a few, so I quite like giving them away to people. With a little note just to say thank you, because I'm so grateful. I think she's just nipped out, so I've put a nice card there and I've just left them on the side for her. But it's basically people like her, and not only did she say I could, she said it was her pleasure to help. And I think it's people like that that make the world a better place. And it just occurred to me as I was having that thought that she probably doesn't realise, to her it might be a small thing, but to us it allowed us to crack on. Otherwise we'd have lost a whole day just from not being able to access some water. So I thought I'd let her know. So all the levelling mortar has been fully dried now. It's dried out nicely. Had a few days, and we've re-taped and sealed all the, you can see the shiny orange tape, cleaned and all protected. Very important. You can do a fantastic rendering job, and then if you don't protect their existing brickwork and they see a big splotter of render all over the brickwork, no matter how good the job is, that's all they're going to talk about. So you just protect it and keep it looking lovely. And this is now ready for the actual base coat. We have a bathtub full of gear ready and mixed. That's going to be shoveled straight into our super machine. It's its official name. And then we will start pumping straight up here. So you'll see now we've got the render pump machine that is spraying the premium base coat. As we have already applied 2 coats of the levelling mortar with reinforcement mesh in already, as the condition of the block work underneath, once we removed the render, was in such poor condition, we felt it was best to do the levelling mortar with added reinforcement first, before then doing the premium base coat as we would as standard. And secondary reinforcement mesh will be added to the premium base coat as well. Just a proper belt and braces situation, because the brickwork, once we removed all the render, really was in a bad condition. So it's basically, we guarantee all our work and we want to make sure it's done to the best of our ability, and that most reinforcement mesh wants to be done twice around stress points anyway, which tend to be above your windows and doors, anywhere. I mean, this had an extension as well. So the brilliant thing about the pump, you can just spray the render on so much quicker than hand applying it. And not only that, it is slightly less labour intensive as well once getting it on the actual ball. And then you'll see I'm using a 10mm knot trowel there, and I'll be rolling that back, and that will allow me then to bed the second layer of render mesh into that mortar. Can be a bit of a battle sometimes working with this. With the render mesh, you can get different thicknesses as well. This is, I believe, 160-gram thick mesh, which is the thickness advised for bedding into the premium base coat. I believe you can get a 300 as well, but that tends to be used as an extra if extra impact resistance is required in a commercial setting. It's not really something you would use in a domestic setting. But for our purposes, this particular render mesh is the best one. And as I mentioned, we've actually already added a full mesh in the levelling mortar coat as well. And you can see I'm pressing it in with my trowel there. This is now having a second coat, a much thinner second coat over the top of the premium base coat. This just covers, make sure the mesh is covered. As finished for today, we're just running through, just cleaning off the pump now. Very important. Kris is on that, pumping through. And this is now all got its final base coat on. It's looking beautiful there. And now let's dry. It's a lovely day today. Sunny but not too hot. It's going to dry out beautifully. Just need to for the top coat to go on. We are just about to get the thin coat render on using this wonderful tool. So this is the first time, I've seen it used quite a lot. Had a course on it, trained on it, but this is the first actual time I'll be using it. So we'll see how it goes. Kris is just getting the jug there. So this is a hopper sprayer, so you literally load up the little sprayer. So you're carrying the gear in the sprayer, and it is gravity fed through an air compressor that will propel it onto the wall. So let's see how this goes. I'll pass the camera over to Kris once we've started.
Very light. Yeah. Oh, I'm getting covered. It's looking good. Impressed with that so far. It's wicked. Very, very good.
hopper has served us proud. Kris is now just cleaning it. And that, we've still got the protection on, so we'll whip that off in a minute. And that is now fully finished. So we are finished. Everything's been tidied away and cleared. Just gonna finish off hosing down, and this is the beautiful wall.